So yesterday I got bored and I made this. It's a revolver based on a World War I British revolver. I thought it turned out well, so I wanted to show how I made this. So I got two pieces of scrap foam and I glued them together. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your pattern. This is the one that I used yesterday. I'm going to modify this one a little bit. You're going to want to take your pattern and you're going to want to trace it out onto the foam. So I think I'm actually going to base mine off of a more of a Wild West Smith & Wesson type revolver. So when you're making a gun like this, the important thing is to just get the important details first. So that'll be the barrel, that'll be the handle, that'll be the trigger guard, and that'll be the main body of the gun. You'll probably want to leave off the ejector rod. And another thing, when you make your gun, I use this. This is a 1.5 inch PVC pipe that I use to create the chamber for the bullets. You can make yours however big or small you want, but normally I cut my chamber to be 2 inches wide with 1.5 inches for the so that this can fit in. So yeah, let's get to work drawing this out. Apparently I was wrong on the measurements, so it can be more like 1 1/4. I don't really like that design, so I'm going to flip it over and retry. So, when we cut this out, we're going to leave the top blank so that the sight can be put on. You could probably cut out the sight when you make this, but I prefer doing it with a separate piece. So with this, I'm just going to cut out the big shapes, and then we can go in with the Dremel and carve out the finer shapes. So here's the rough cutout. When I come back, I'll cut out the rest of it. I think the barrel's a little thin, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back the piece that it was cut from and I'm going to cut out the complete rest of this bit here. Well, actually this wasn't the piece that it was cut from, but it's the top of that. So yeah, keep that in mind when you are making foam guns, is that the barrel width, it does take a play into this, and I lost a bit there, so I guess that means that I'm going to shorten this barrel down to that length. So now we just glue this together. While this is drying, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the these two bits here. So now to cut out the trigger guard, I'm going to use 3/4 inch PVC pipe that I've also cut. So now we can take our sanding bit and start to sand down these rough spots. We've done some rough sanding on this. I believe that the next thing that I probably need to make is the chamber. So take your excess foam that you have and just start cutting it out. Alright, so I'm not going to glue these together yet. I'm going to do a basic rough sand of this one, just sort of clear up some of the inconsistencies. Now what we're going to want to do is put in the details for the bullets. So for this one I'm going to switch back to the smaller bit. So on this one's going to be the one that's going to be at the front. So this one will be at the bottom to hide that crime. Now, with the back one, this one I want to just sort of carve in sort of a ridge line here. Alright then, and the same thing back here. And now we can glue these two halves together and then glue that in there. So while that's getting able to tack, so I want the trigger guard to be thinner than the rest of the gun. So what I'm going to do is, so there you go. Now sand this down. I'm going to round out the grip, but I'm going to do that over on the belt sander because it'll just be easier. So I've sanded out the grip there. What I'm going to do now is sand down this. Alright, so now I'm going to glue it on there, so. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and carve a design into the hand grip and then heat it with a heat gun. So there it is with the heat gun. Now I'm going to plasti dip it completely, so that'll give it sort of like a black sheen, and then this will be painted brown for like a wooden hand grip. So yeah, you'll see it when it's completed.